Ever sit down, look at your game library, and somehow still feel like you have nothing to play? You're not alone. So many games, but none of them feel right in the moment. Decision fatigue makes it harder to enjoy what we play, and that's why picking the right game feels impossible. In this video, I'll break down a simple way to instantly know what game is right for you. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a clear way to figure out exactly what game to play based on your mood, your time, and your energy. Because if you don't have a system for this, you might be wasting hours scrolling instead of actually enjoying a game. We've all been there, sitting down, ready to play, only to spend 20 minutes scrolling through our game library, completely unable to choose. It's not that there's nothing good to play, it's that there's too much. Back in the day, when you bought a physical game, that was your one option, and you played it until you either finished it or got bored. Now, with digital storefronts, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, and Steam sales stacking up an endless backlog, choice paralysis is real. Do you decide to jump into a massive RPG that demands 100 hours? Do you start something casual for a quick session? Or do you revisit an old favorite? The more options we have, the harder it is to commit, and by the time we finally do pick something, we're either exhausted from the decision making or second guessing our choice. The problem isn't that we don't want to play a game, it's that we don't know what we're in the mood for. Gaming isn't just one thing, it can be several things. It can be relaxing, intense, emotional, or even social. And some nights you might want to unwind with a cozy farming simulator like Stardew Valley, but other times you're craving some fast-paced action like Doom Eternal or something. The trick is recognizing your gaming mood even before you start browsing your library. Once you start thinking about what kind of experience you actually want, the overwhelming list of options shrinks, and picking a game feels way easier. One of the biggest factors in choosing a game is time. How much of it do you actually have, and how much are you willing to commit? There's a huge difference between having 30 minutes to spare and having a whole evening free. If you've only have like 30 minutes, diving into a massive RPG like Baldur's Gate 3 probably isn't your best move. These games demand your full attention, and jumping in for just a few minutes can feel unsatisfying. In this game, it's better to play games like Hades, Vampire Survivors, or even a quick Mario Kart race. They let you hop in, have some fun, and log off without feeling like you left something unfinished. But if you do have the time, and you're in the mood for something immersive, committing to a longer session can be incredibly rewarding. Understanding this difference between pick up and play games and the ones that require a deeper investment makes all the difference when deciding what to play. These days, it's very easy to fall into the trap of playing whatever game is trending. When everyone, including me, is talking about the latest new thing, whether it's Elden Ring, even the Switch 2, or whatever new release is dominating social media, it can feel like you have to play just to keep up. Chasing this hype doesn't always lead to the best experience. Just because a game is popular doesn't mean it's right for you. Maybe you're not in the mood for a brutally difficult RPG, or maybe Battle Royale isn't just your thing, and that's totally fine. Learning to separate your personal interest from the gaming trends of the moment can save you from spending money on a game you won't enjoy or forcing yourself through something that feels like a chore. The best gaming experiences, in my experience, happen when you want to play what you want, and not just what's trending. While Shadow of Mordor was popular back in the day, I never played it, and I've had some of the best gaming experiences in this game, way more than in games like even GTA 5. And sometimes the best game to play is one you already know and love. There's something comforting about revisiting an old favorite. Whether it's the nostalgia of a childhood game or just the familiarity of a game you've already mastered, Minecraft can feel like coming home. It offers a sense of relaxation and enjoyment without the learning curve of something new. And sometimes, sticking too much to the familiarity can mean missing out on new experiences. If you find yourself replaying the same handful of games over and over, it might be time to shake things up. Trying an indie game, diving into a new genre, or picking up a game that's been on your backlog for ages. This can reignite the excitement. I guess the key is balance. The 5-minute test is a game changer when you're stuck in a sea of choices. Instead of spending hours deliberating over what game to play, just dive in something for a quick 5-minute session. If the game grabs you within that time, whether it's the gameplay, story, or just a vibe, stick with it. And if not, just move on. This approach helps cut through the overthinking and lets you focus on what's actually fun, rather than getting paralyzed by a never-ending list of options. It's a very simple way to ensure you're spending your time on games that excite you, without the pressure of committing to something that might not be worth your attention. Plus, it keeps things fresh by forcing you to try new games without guilt or hesitation. Another easy-to-use method is the game journal method. It's a simple way, yet effective, to deal with choice paralysis, especially if you often find yourself forgetting what you liked or didn't like about the game. By putting down a few thoughts about the game after a session, whether it's how you felt about the game or the story, you create a personal record of your gaming experience. It sounds a bit of work, but this journal becomes an invaluable reference for future decisions, and it helps you remember what worked for you and what didn't. Over time, it also helps identify patterns in your preferences, making it easier to pick the right game next time. And I guess a little bonus is that it adds a layer of reflection, turning gaming into a more mindful and enjoyable process. When it comes to navigating choice paralysis in gaming, it's all about finding strategies that work for you and turning gaming into an enjoyable experience. Whether it's recognizing your mood, embracing quick decisions like the 5-minute test, or keeping a game journal to track your preference. The goal is to make gaming fun again, without getting bogged down by indecision. And just remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach, and your gaming experience should always reflect what brings you joy. So, next time you're faced with an overwhelming list of games, trust your instincts and make a choice that feels right in the moment.